Hi, welcome to a new vlog. It is Thursday, September 5th, and I just finished dropping off some packages at the post office. I checked the P.O. box. There were no returned packages so far, so that's good. I do need to set up informed delivery for the P.O. box, I think. So that way if something is coming back, I'm aware of it in advance. That's always good. But there were three new orders that I needed to drop off today. Another order came in this morning, but I didn't have time to get it packaged before leaving to take the kiddos to school. Gosh, it's already getting hot today. We had like a false fall for a couple weeks there where things were like really, really nice. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that my podcast doesn't come back on immediately here. I'm listening to the latest episode of Behind the Bastards. There we go. Okay. So, see, this is, look at, thank you, nature, for blurring the back window of the car. I'm in my husband's car right now. It is 8 o'clock. It's already starting to get warm. It's supposed to be like 100 plus degrees today and tomorrow. So I'm going to make sure I pick up the kids from school so that way they're not trying to walk home in this heat. And I'm working from home this week with the corporate job. God, I'm so over the corporate job. We know we're going to get laid off probably next year. It seems like pretty solid. Ooh, I'm dropping my phone on the floor. Pretty solid it's not going to happen this year, that we're going to make it through this year. But how long into next year we're going to make it? No idea. If they can just lay me off already. Let's just get it over with. Kind of done with this. But still giving my all at work when I'm there. I'm going to head home and eat some breakfast. If I have the time, I might do a little bit of walking on my walking pad, but we'll see. And then I'm going to get set up for doing the corporate job, and I'll probably get a little bit of video editing in between calls while I'm doing that. So, yeah. I still have a lot of things I need to get done. I still need to finish fixing the toilets. I need to put the new gasket in the toilet downstairs. I need to put the new fill valve in the toilet upstairs. I have a shower curtain rod I need to install in the bathroom upstairs because everybody's getting tired of the shower curtain rod being a tension rod and it just like flopping around. Hate that. So I got one that screws into the wall. So I need to do that. New videos going up today in about an hour. That's already all handled and good to go. Reels are done for the rest of the week. I think I should have some time to like play around, which would be really great. So let me go home and go make food. Cool. Oh, and I did get a new pair of shoes that doesn't have a hole in it. And I got a new pair of pants that is a size smaller, so they are not so big. Yay. Enemy for today is the toilet. So this is the one that I just replaced the bolts on the inside. But now we have wiggle toilet. And we do not want the wiggle toilet. No, thank you. So I need to get the shop vac and get the last of the water out of here. I already shut off the water down yonder. And then once I've got the water all suctioned out, I'll go ahead and take the bolts out and get this all replaced. I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to film. This is a tiny space. No space. So there's the problem. That's the gasket. I'm going to go ahead and pop that out and put a new one in. All right, there is the new gasket. That looks way better. All right, much better. One toilet done. Time to do the second one. It's time for everybody's favorite game. Is that a spider or debris? It's debris. You get to hang out in the shower while I work on toilet number 2. So here's the problem. That my best guess is that it's the fill valve, but it could also be the line. So we're gonna check both. If you don't have a shop vac, you can use towels to get the last of the water out of the tank. I just have a shop vac, so I'm using it. Sweaty. There we go. So we're looking in here, and we're gonna see what is wrong. Cutting this part off here. Raven did a bad job painting over here. Well, I'd certainly say this thing doesn't look like it's in the best condition, but not the worst. But I think we'll go ahead and replace it anyway, since we got fresh parts. Let me read the instructions. Drain the water, turn off, water out. Connector, remove the old block nut, remove the old thing. Okay, twist fill valve to adjust height. Should measure roughly 3 inches above the top of the overflow pipe when installed. Well, that's pretty close to 3 inches already. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. By the way, for most people, from about here to the end of your finger is about 3 inches. So that is a really easy measuring tool. Girl math. That's probably better, huh? Yeah, now you can actually see what's going on. All right, so I've got the tubey attached here. Okay. That should be pretty easy, like so. Attach refill clipped overflow pipe. There we go. Install the lock nut. Reattach the water supply, turn it back on. Lock nut. Okay, reattach the water line. Okay. Uh-oh. 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 Alright, we got a little bit of leaking. We gotta fix that. Clearly did not install something back in properly. Oh, where'd my paste go? Oh, there it is. Okay. You know, I thought those didn't look so hot. Alright, well I have a set of fresh bolts downstairs from the other one. I think I will go ahead and pop those in here. Watertight seal there. Oh, geez, look at... Really? Ugh. God, I look like I pissed off a squid. Ugh. Alright, got it figured out. Time to pack all this old crap up and go throw it away. And then I need to take a shower. So you're in the way because you're in the shower right now. So I'm going to need you to move. And I'm going to get cleaned up.
What's up?
Hey, so this is the vlog, but I'm using our full regular setup because I'm going to go ahead and make some whip soap base. And hey, I can do this if I want to. And I want to, so I'm going to, so whatever. Anyway, I'm going to be making some whip soap base. I would like to use it for some sugar scrubs. We did some promotional sugar scrubs last year during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I didn't get any feedback on them. I was kind of hoping to hear if people liked them or not. I liked them with the testers that I used, so I think I want to go ahead and make them again because I thought they were a lot of fun, and I still have a bunch of containers that I can put them in. So that means making our own whip soap base completely from scratch because I'm like that. And yeah, I know I did a short clip about it about a year ago, and people were like, excuse me, so you just like add fragrance to the base and that's it? Like, no, I make the base from scratch, babes. From scratch. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I have about an hour before I have to go pick up kiddos from school. It's already 100 degrees outside. It's going to get hotter. I don't want them walking home in that. So we're gonna see how much of a base I can mix up today given the amount of ingredients that I have. I'm a little low on betaine and a couple other things. So I think we're gonna see how much we can pour off. And because I have mostly SCI noodles and not SCI powder, it's gonna take longer for it to reduce down properly. So I'm gonna have to let it simmer for like a good 30 minutes at least. So let's get started. I think I've got you in a halfway decent position over here. I need to flip the camera thing around. Oh, no, my mic! Hard doing this stuff when you're by yourself. This is where we film in pairs normally. So the ingredient that I am the lowest on, this grams, please, thank you, is the betaine. Let's see how many batches we can do with the amount of betaine that we have. Can I get to 500? Nope. 450. So I can do 4.5 batches. Ugh, the last time I did a big batch, I did like a ×10 batch. So this is going to be quite a bit smaller. Maybe I didn't need my big giant mixing container. Oh well. All right. So that means I need 450 grams of distilled water. Definitely need to order some more betaine. So that's the betaine and the water. Let's do the SCI next, which I do need to get a mask. Ready to go, Batman? It's the last of my SCI powder. This is why you need a mask. My God. Ah! Ugh. Where'd I put the SCI noodles? Where'd I put anything? I took them out. Oh my God. I put them away. Oh, look at me. Definitely needed a better way to do that. That is for sure. Ah, please. I just want to open this. No, this is ridiculous. Come on. There. Jeez. Vegetable glycerin. Where's my hot plate? Hi, welcome to an entire adventure where Raven can't find anything. Probably got put someplace it doesn't belong, or I can't find it. All right, well, I can't find the hot plate. So I'm gonna go cook this on the regular stove for a good 30 minutes. I will come back and check in in a little bit. I'll show you how it's looking. So now that this has been cooking, it is all melted down. It's been cooking for about 30 minutes. It is still very, very hot. And I'm gonna kind of, so you can see the wiggly. Got a lot of wiggle to this. So this needs to cool down a little bit before I can add the Optifin, which is what will help. What's the word? God, I'm mind blanking. It's like a germicide. It's to make sure that if it comes in contact with water, you know, when your hands are wet and you reach in to get some of the soap, it doesn't grow weird shit. So that's a really important step, but you don't want to add it when it's like crazy stupid hot because that makes it not as effective. So I'm going to let this cool down a little bit. Can you see? I hope you can see that. So I'm going to let that cool down a little bit, and then I'll add the Optifin, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it into a separate container to let it finish cooling overnight. I keep ripping my freaking mic straight off my body. Jesus, Raven. Now that it has been sitting and it's cooled off quite a bit, I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick blend. Really, really gently. You're trying to minimize how much extra air you add in here. And this is where the fact that I made such a small batch in such a large container is going to bite me in the ass. So you can see, okay? So this is where you can test it a little bit. Let's take a little bit on the back of my glove here. Put it on my hand. Make sure that it's really smooth. So I'm not feeling any kind of grittiness. Nothing. So I'll go rinse that off in the sink here in a second. But I do need to get this into the bigger container. Or not bigger container. This is already plenty big, but storage container. Great shot, Raven. Good job. Everyone can see so many things right now. Alrighty. So there it is. So this needs to set overnight, and it will change texture pretty dramatically overnight as well, and then I'll be ready to use it. So, boom, boom, done. All right. I think that's going to be it for this segment. I'll check back tomorrow on it. All right, it's the next day. As you can see, it is really good and thick. I could probably turn this upside down, and it doesn't move at all. It's quite a big change in texture overnight. And no, I did not just stick my finger in there. Don't worry. You can see it's really, really thick on there, so let me try it out. Focus, there we go. Thank you, camera. Jeez. So it's really creamy. Shut up, cat. I know what you're thinking. I know it. I can hear you in the future doing a thing, okay? Mind your business.
Why do you gotta wait for the future? I'm right here.
Yeah, you can shut up now too. Just get hands a little bit wet. Alrighty. I used way too much. You do not need remotely that much to wash your hands. There we go. Now we're getting a good lather going.
Don't you just love how creamy it is?
Hey, you can fuck off. I know exactly what you're doing right now. Stop! Stop it! Rude.
Hey, look, he got me in another vlog.
I get cat in the vlog for 2 seconds, and this is what they do. Well, now that cat shenanigans are done, let's do a little bit of meal prep. I've shown already in the past prepping these little breakfast sandwiches, so I went ahead and sped up through just putting them away in their little bags with their little stickers. I fold these up and put them in the fridge, and then I just have to put them in the microwave for about 30 to 45 seconds, and they're good to go. Figured it might just be a little bit boring to see them getting prepped all over again since I just did that in the last couple vlogs. And then I also prepped 6 salads because it is an in-office week for me, so I want to make sure I have easy to access food that I don't really have to do a whole lot with, but just package up and take it to work. They've been really, really tasty so far. But yeah, that's it for my food prep for this week. Alright, so we got some stuff to do to finish out the last bit of this vlog, and this is what I have to get done today. So I've got some restocks I need to do. Lavender Fields and Big Bad Wood are especially needing some more. The rest are less pressing, but that made me realize that I am really, really low on master batches. So I need to go get some olive oil and a little bit of coconut oil, not a whole lot. I have some other soaps I want to film for content, like I have an idea for a sad beige soap. I know we had some requests to bring back Zub Zub, which is the oatmeal milk and honey soap. I don't have any fragrance oil for it, but I can get some. I have a few other things I'd like to do. So I think we're going to go meet up with my mom and go to Sam's Club and get some olive oil, because normally I buy my olive oil from Restaurant Depot, but it's $165 and I can't. That's too much. So I'm going to try and get just enough for 2 master batches, which is about 240 ounces. And we're going to call that good. Coffee!
Not a useful way to determine who made it.
Well, our repair guy said that.
Yeah. Thank you, baby. So helpful. My best employee.
I'm not an employee. You don't pay me.
Okay, so we're back at the house, and it is time to go ahead and separate out the last of the master batch that's in the bucket with the spigot so that I know how much individual loaves I can make with what's left, and then master batch out all of these oils that I just picked up. So let's start. There's not a ton left, but it's enough that it's going to cause me issues trying to make the next master batch in here and fit it all. So what I'm aiming for here is I'm trying to have batch sizes. So with our recipe and a 5-pound brambleberry loaf, I need 57 ounces of our master batch to make one loaf. So this is 114, so that'll get me 2 batches. I can throw a lid on it. Boom. And then I think I probably have enough for a single batch. So I'm going to use a smaller container for what's left in here. There we go. All right, so there's just a teeny tiny bit left in there. Not enough to remotely be another batch, that's for sure. Fortunately, this much smaller container I don't have a lid for. Not the most ideal method, but it's gonna be like this for less than 24 hours. So it'll be okay. Okay. There we go. All right, now that that's done, put this away. So if you've been in our vlogs before, you know that I use big 5-gallon buckets to do our master batch. One is my backup master batch. It's just a plain old 5-gallon bucket. The other is the primary master batch bucket, and that has a spigot installed down at the bottom. And I keep a bee blanket around it when there's oils in there and I'm actively going to be making soap that keeps them warm and liquidy. I'm going to do 2 master batches, so that's 1,200 ounces of oils, grand total, which I believe is enough for about 20 loaves of soap. Yeah, because 57 times 10 is 570. So between the 2, yeah, it's actually, I can do math. I can definitely do math. I think it ends up being about 21 batches of soap, actually. But I really like having a master batch because it just makes my life so much easier. Having to individually measure out oils every time you need to make soap sucks, and I don't like doing it. So here's a nice big container. We're going to start separating out oils. First up, we got olive oil. I suppose the only trouble with doing these smaller containers versus the big 35-pound containers that I'm used to is that the pour is very different and a lot slower. And this is why you always measure everything. So this bottle says there should be about 101 ounces of olive oil in here. I'm at 96. 96, and we are dripping just little drops in here. So there's definitely not another 4.5 ounces worth of olive oil in this container, which sucks. Sucks how often that is the case. I need 120 for this first round. Next up is the rice bran. Next up is sweet almond, which is always a much easier pour than a lot of these other oils. Thank goodness. 30 ounces of that. And 30 ounces of castor. God, I'm good. Exactly 30 on both of those. All right, time for coconut oil. Everybody is home now, so it's noise. No more pouring ASMR. Oh no! I need another 50 ounces. Uh-oh. Got some more melted down. Here we go. Hi.
Hey, I'm not here for long.
And we're going to round it out with our palm oil. I forgot to turn on the scale. I'm stupid. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Genius. There we go. All right. Time to go melt this down. And with that, we have 1 and 2 master batches. Well, technically this is missing about 53 ounces of rice bran oil, but I'll add that later. Good morning. It is Thursday. I think I'm going to go ahead and round out the end of this vlog here so that I can get started on filming a good chunk of the next batch of things I need to get done. So I've already eaten my breakfast. I've got my coffee. And I need to take a package to the post office on my way to my corporate job. I've got some labels being printed over at my local printer. So they haven't sent me an invoice yet. Hopefully they're done by this weekend. That'll mean a whole bunch of work done already on packaging the September launch, which is great, super ahead of the game. But yeah, so things are going really well, timing-wise. I should have a whole bunch of soap making in the next video, and we'll be doing a whole bunch of content creation. So I think I'm going to go ahead and say this is your hydration reminder. Please make sure you hydrate, friends. Make sure you register to vote, and we will catch you for the next one. Bye-bye.